Where does technology come from? Certainly, it has to be made by somebody. And when we're born in this world, there's already a bunch of technology in it. And as we live through it, a whole bunch of new technology gets invented and proliferates our lives. One of the earliest technologies was probably fire. And back then, it was a lot harder to create than it was for me. Since fire was created, countless new technologies, both actual items and the processes and ideas, have been invented. By who? How? Well, I think that there's three ways that technology gets put into our world. There may be more, but I'm going to talk about just these three. The first is cultured technology. This sort of technology comes about because a group of people, whether it be a small tribe or perhaps an entire country, faces a similar problem, and they create a solution. Because this tribe of people is localized to one geographic area, their solution is likely unique. It differs from other tribes, and because the items and resources in this location are probably unique, the technologies are going to be very customed, very local. Consider plant medicine. Tribes indigenous to a specific area where the plant is located know how to use that plant. This information is discovered, probably through trial and error, and then passed down, most likely orally, throughout most of history. Then rituals and customs are created to use the plant in a specific way to solve a certain problem. That's technology. It evolves in the most organic of ways when it comes about like this. But it's not just plant medicine. Look at it, for example, specific ways of making knives and arrowheads. Each culture might discover this on their own, but they would make them in their own unique ways. It's almost like a fingerprint that their technology would contain. The second way that technology is created is through experimentation and research. This is where science really shines. First, something is observed, and then some hypothesis for what happened is created, and it's tested out. Once you have something that works in a particular way, you can slowly adjust variables, one at a time, and figure out what makes something work. Through this kind of experimentation, you can really dial in quickly to one specific action and how its results create something unique. That's cause and effect. The key point to experiments is that they have to be repeatable. For a technology to really work, it needs to be repeatable over time, and you'd like your actions to always produce a very similar result. The third way that technology comes about in this world is merely by accident. By doing something in a certain way, just by chance, it'll have some sort of effect, and if you repeat it, it'll become ingrained. That's just creating a habit, pretty much, and that's sort of a technique in its own right. Children play, animals play. It's how they figure things out, and what they figure out becomes sort of their baseline of technology. Having a talent is just doing something in a particular way, and it works, so you keep doing it. You can use accidents to your own advantage. You can try something new in a way you've never done before to see what happens. Think of all the mutations that happen in life. Those are all accidents, and yet, over time, they lead to the diversity of life. So whether the technology comes from ritualistic and cultural origins, or some kind of experiment or observation, or through mere accident, the chaos of the cosmos, technology is kept because it works, and it becomes here to stay. We'll look at these more in depth later on, and we'll look at what we can do with technology once it is here.